Welcome to Infinity News. Today, we bring you a rapidly developing and highly sensitive story that is capturing global attention as U.S. President Donald Trump openly urges Iranians to take to the streets and protest their government, amid rising tensions between Washington and Tehran. This statement has triggered strong reactions across the Middle East, sparked international concern, and raised fears of a new phase in an already volatile relationship between the United States and Iran. President Trump's message came at a time when Iran is already facing widespread internal pressure. Protests have been reported in several cities, driven by economic hardship, inflation, fuel shortages, and long-standing political frustrations. By publicly encouraging citizens of another sovereign nation to protest their leadership, Trump's remarks immediately escalated the situation from a domestic Iranian issue to a global geopolitical flashpoint. In Washington, officials close to the administration framed the statement as support for human rights and freedom of expression. They argue that the Iranian people have suffered for decades under strict political control and economic mismanagement, and that international voices should not remain silent. However, critics say such statements risk inflaming tensions, provoking retaliation, and placing ordinary civilians in danger. Tehran responded swiftly and sharply. Iranian leaders condemned Trump's comments as blatant interference in internal affairs and warned that the United States would be held responsible for any instability or violence that follows. State media described the remarks as psychological warfare, accusing Washington of attempting to destabilize the country through external pressure rather than diplomacy. As these statements circulated globally, security forces in Iran were reportedly placed on high alert. Internet disruptions, increased patrols, and warnings against unauthorized gatherings were observed in multiple areas. Activists inside Iran say the situation is tense, with many citizens fearful of both government crackdowns and the consequences of escalating foreign involvement. International reactions have been mixed. Some Western leaders expressed concern over Iran's internal conditions, but stopped short of endorsing Trump's call for protests. Others urged restraint on all sides, emphasizing that public statements by world leaders can have real-world consequences for people living under fragile conditions. The United Nations called for calm, dialogue, and respect for international norms, stressing that escalation benefits no one. The timing of Trump's remarks is particularly significant. Relations between the U.S. and Iran have been deteriorating steadily, fueled by sanctions, military posturing, and disputes over regional influence. Recent developments, including military movements, sanctions enforcement, and diplomatic breakdowns, have pushed both sides closer to confrontation than at any point in recent years. Analysts say Trump's statement may be intended to increase pressure on Tehran without direct military action. By amplifying internal dissent, Washington could be signaling that it has tools beyond sanctions and force. However, experts also warn that such strategies often backfire, strengthening hardliners and reducing the space for reform or negotiation. Inside Iran, reactions among citizens are complex. Some protesters view international attention as validation of their struggles, while others fear that foreign involvement undermines the legitimacy of grassroots movements. Many Iranians remain deeply skeptical of U.S. intentions, remembering decades of conflict, sanctions, and covert actions that have shaped public opinion. Economic conditions remain a major driver of unrest. Inflation has eroded purchasing power, unemployment remains high, and sanctions have severely limited access to international markets. Families struggle to afford basic necessities, fueling anger and despair. In this context, political statements from abroad can act as accelerants, intensifying emotions on the ground. Meanwhile, regional powers are watching closely. Countries across the Middle East understand that instability in Iran could ripple outward, affecting energy markets, security alliances, and regional conflicts. Oil prices have already shown signs of volatility as traders react to uncertainty and the possibility of escalation. Military analysts are also paying close attention. While no direct conflict has been announced, heightened rhetoric increases the risk of miscalculation. Naval movements, Air patrols and regional bases are being monitored as both sides signal readiness without explicitly committing to action. In the United States, Trump's statement has reignited debate over foreign policy strategy. Supporters argue that strong rhetoric deters adversaries and empowers oppressed populations. Critics counter that words alone can provoke crises without offering solutions, leaving civilians caught in the middle. Social media has amplified the impact of Trump's remarks. Videos, hashtags, and commentary are spreading rapidly, shaping narratives in real time. In an era of instant communication, a single statement can influence millions within minutes, making restraint and precision more important than ever. Diplomatic channels remain strained. Back-channel talks, if they exist, are largely hidden from public view. Analysts warn that when public rhetoric escalates, it becomes harder for leaders to step back without appearing weak, increasing the likelihood of prolonged confrontation. As protests continue and rhetoric intensifies, the situation remains fluid and unpredictable. Small incidents could escalate quickly, while misinterpreted signals could trigger responses neither side intends. History shows that moments like these often define the trajectory of international relations for years to come. For now, the world watches closely. Citizens inside Iran face uncertainty, governments weigh their responses, and global markets react to every new development. Whether this moment leads to reform, repression, diplomacy, or conflict remains unclear. Infinity News will continue to monitor this developing story closely, bringing you verified updates, expert analysis, and global reactions as events unfold. Please subscribe for more latest news, and don't forget to like and share.